Good morning. My name is Jack Sanders, and I've been asked to introduce you to Mr. Ron O'Neill from the class of 1973. Ron and I have been business partners and friends for more than 40 years. Having said that, there was a lot I did know about Ron, especially as it relates to his time at Morningside College, as it was then called. I didn't know Ron was a four-year letterman. I didn't know he was named unanimously as all-district center 3 years running and was considered to be one of the finest blockers ever to attend Morningside College. Finally, I did not know that in his senior year, Ron was nominated to the NAIA All-American team. As I said, those are some of the things I didn't know. However, in his letter to the NAIA All-American Selection Committee, his coach used words and phrases like one of our mainstays, disciplined, versatile, durable, never missed a game in 4 years, never late on a snap, and very smart. These are the characteristics I am familiar with when speaking about Ron O'Neill. Ron and I first met when we both worked for a small Midwestern company called Republic Packaging. After our initial couple of early years, we were teamed to manage a handful of plants, about 7, west of the Mississippi. We traveled extensively, and it was during this time I came to truly understand both his abilities and capabilities. Additionally, since we traveled so much, we spent a lot of time together blowing off steam from Los Angeles to Portland to San Francisco to even Vegas and Reno. As you can imagine, our friendship grew, as did our working partnership. I left the company some 10 years later and began working for a South Carolina company called Sunoco. It wasn't long until I found myself in need of some specific expertise at one of our foreign operations. In my mind, there was only one person to call. By mistake, I called Ron about 2 a.m. his time. Since he was now awake, I asked him if he wanted a job, and he immediately said yes. So then I asked, do you want to come see the opportunity before you accept? And he said, no, I'll be there in 2 weeks. Then I asked, don't you want to know where it is? And again, he said no. The opportunity was actually in England. And how can I say this? But it was a big opportunity. But as he does with all things, he met the opportunity head on and dove right in, eventually turning the business completely around and selling it to a local company. This type of situation occurred several times during my 30-year career with Sunoco. I was given big opportunities, and when I knew I would need significant help, I turned to Ron. Ron served in positions from vice president of operations to general managers to managing director, whatever the situation dictated. One of the divisions he managed even had an operation in Boone, Iowa. Ron lived overseas on 2 different occasions, one in England and the other in Brussels, and traveled the globe extensively, especially Asia. Together, we've been on some crazy adventures, and I wish I had the time to tell you about the funniest ones, but I don't. That said, Asia played a large role in the company's future plans, particularly China. Ron was my whole heart for Asia. In China, dealing with local businesses is also dealing with the local Communist Party and perhaps even the regional Communist Party. Negotiations are always slow, involving many lunches and dinners and a considerable amount of alcoholic beverages. And I do mean considerable. They all wanted to out-negotiate and out-drink Ron, and that's when I knew I had them. How do you out-negotiate a disciplined mainstay, as his coach described him? And how do you out-drink an Irish kid from Iowa? What I learned as I prepared this introduction is his football coach at Morningside College saw the exact same characteristics I saw in him years later. Again, as his coach described him, a mainstay, disciplined, durable, versatile, willing, never missed a game, and most of all, smart. Ron is now retired from Sunoco and lives with his wife in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Ron O'Neill from the class of 1973 for induction into the Morningside University Athletic Department M Club Hall of Fame.